What's up, fam? What's up, fam? Y'all now listen to Ring Kings Boxing. I'm Big Q. This episode of Ring Kings Boxing, man. Floyd Mayweather says the Crawford and Spence fight not happening right now. Now, the big thing is, how will Money Man know? How about Pretty Boy Money Mayweather know about such things? Well, he tapped into the source, according to Floyd Mayweather, in BoxingNews24.com. Alan Fox on the scoop. Mayweather gave the family members not too good news as we looking forward to seeing this fight go down. And the reality is unification, man, undisputed title champion, man. We're looking for a unified champion that's undisputed. Now we know that Errol is unified the belts, but undisputed title, getting all the belts, being the king of the division is something that's big, and we don't often see that a lot, especially in the welterweight side of things. So it'd be good to see Spence and Crawford finally make this happen. But Floyd Mayweather shot this out. He said that the fight won't happen until, quote, further down the future, end quote. Now Mayweather says he's been talking to Haymon, who's the chairman of the PBC. He's the top dog over there. He said he knows what's happening with the Spence-Crawford undisputed welterweight fight, and it's, quote, not happening, end quote. Now, before Mayweather quickly changed the subject to his career, he told Fight Hype, shout out to them, that whoever told the fans that Spence and Crawford fight was happening soon got it dead wrong. Now, for the record, it was Coppinger of ESPN that broke the news of the Spence-Crawford fight potentially taking place before the end of the year. If the fight isn't happening this year, it might not ever happen. Spence, the IBF mandatory, Spence's IBF mandatory is against Boots Ennis, who expected to be ordered soon, and that's a tougher fight on paper than the 35-year-old Crawford, according to Fox. Listen, let me tell you something, man. Boots Ennis is a serious problem for the welters now. Once the unification happened, let's say if Spence wins, because we'll do both sides of it. Spence wins, what does Spence do? Does he stay there and defend his titles? Or does he move up in weight? It's been questions on both sides. We heard what Crawford said if he wins, and then ultimately if there's in the mix, because once they sign the agreement, there'll be a multiple fight deal. You can see this happening. I've said this earlier. It could be a trilogy once these things happen and iron out. But after all that's done and these fighters are fighting each other, where is the future of the welterweight division? Well, Boots Ennis has a lot to say about that. And listen, if the fight can't happen between Errol Spence and Crawford, then I can settle for Errol in a Boots Ennis fight. So that would be a pretty good thing to watch, don't you think? To see Boots Ennis in that thing. He could spoil everything, man. He's somebody, man, that's going to be a problem in the welter for some of the top dogs like Crawford and Spence. So that could be ordered pretty soon, being that he's mandatory. Now, Boots is 29-0 with 27 knockouts, bigger, stronger, and far more younger than Crawford. He could defeat Spence if the fight happens next. Now, PBC needs to keep in mind what Spence is up against. The IBF likely to order him to defend against Boots Ennis if he elects to stay at 147 for much longer. If Crawford fight is going to be delayed a year or two, Spence might as well vacate the IBF, the WBA, and the BBC welterweight titles and move up to 154, where he doesn't need to worry about the dangerous Boots Ennis. Now I won't carry on in there, but the reality is most fighters don't think like this. If you're a true champion, you're not going to run from another fighter. Errol Spence believes he's the best fighter in the welterweight class. He's already a unified champion. He's going for the legacy. He's going for undisputed status. He wants to fight the best of the best, and he ain't running from nobody. So I wouldn't vacate the belt and move up to 154 and run away from Boots Ennis. You know, that he should level up and get ready for Boots Ennis. A fight's a fight, and if you're the champion, you can't run from the young bucks. You know, this guy's not going to run, man. So anyway, that'll be interesting to see what happens. But right now, they say it's not shaking. Our word on the street is that there's still a clause that they're sticking on that they need to iron out. So we'll see what happens down the line. But Spence and Crawford, man, we was hoping before the end of this year, as the year's getting closer, man. We already in October, mid-October, and we still wrangling back and forth one way or the other. So A lot of stuff going on in this one, man. We're just hoping, just for the boxing family members who wants to see the undisputed situation ironed out in the welters, man. Let's get it going, man. But we'll see where this is, because this is most interesting to see how close this is. Of course, you know, unification trumps any other thing, but if the fight is now on, you can see Ennis slide up in there against Spence. So we'll see how it all shakes and bakes on the flip side, man. So listen, I appreciate y'all for tuning in for this episode of Ring Kings Boxing. Please feel free to hit upon the like button, hit the subscribe button, and share Ring Kings Boxing on your social media with other boxing family members. I'm Big Q, and I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.